Hi, I'm James at Bespoke Airsoft and welcome back to another episode of Bringing It Home, and in this episode we're taking a look at the Secutor Bellum line of CO2 gas blowback pistols. So yes, just like the other Secutor Rudices and the Bellums and such, you can expect these lovely boxes here, and open them up, they're foam lined, so everything that's in there is going to be well protected during shipping. Nice manual here. This is the standard Bellum pistol that they first released. I'm just going to remove this from the packaging now. And I did these in three colours, which was black, grey and this lovely bronze colour which I've got here. So the pistol comes wrapped in this plastic to keep it dust free and out of the elements and such. In the box you also get a downgrade nozzle as well, so if your pistol is running a little bit hot, let's say in the summer months, you know, when gas pistols and gas rifles do function a little bit more in terms of higher feet per second because of the weather, Secutor have got you covered and you get a downgrade nozzle here included. You also get a set of Allen keys here which you need for the pistol. I'm going to remove the biggest one here because we're probably going to want to fit a CO2 capsule a bit later. So let's pop that back in the box and let's put the manual away. So this is the first Bellum release that Secutor did, which is their CO2 pistol line, the Bellum being more focused on the M9 style pistols. These are OEM by KJ Works, which is a good thing because just like the Rudices, which do really well from Secutor, they're OEM by KJ Works as well. CO2 pistols, they perform absolutely great, the kick's great. They just had a bit of a wobble on the Gladiuses, which they had OEM by APS. But we won't go into that today. So, like I said, OEM by KJ Works. KJ Works have been doing CO2 powered pistols for a very long time. ASG had some M9s, I can't remember what they were quite called. OEM by KJ Works, there's some CO2 M9s as well as gas ones. Now the problem with these Secutor CO2 Bellum pistols is, although they've released all the pistols, they haven't really made CO2 mags available as a separate thing to buy off the shelf. They for some reason they gave the consumer gas magazines, but CO2 magazines, you know, just why they didn't do it, I don't know. But if you're looking for spare CO2 magazines, KJ Works CO2 M9 magazines will work in these pistols. They're the exact same magazine, so if you're looking for spares and you can't find any of the Secutor ones, whether we've got them on the site at the time of filming or in the future, KJ Works, they'll fit just fine as well. So this is a full metal pistol, M9 like I say. You've got polymer grips here which have a nice feel and look to them, very tactical. You've got a metal lower frame and a metal slide, as well as a metal outer barrel as well. Great thing that Secutor like to do on a lot of their pistols is give you a threaded barrel from the get-go. So of course you've got a 14mm counterclockwise thread on the front there, so if you want to fit flash hiders, if you want to do suppressors and such forth, you can. And with this being a CO2 pistol, it's going to cope with the extra weight on the barrel if you're fitting, you know, suppressors and such forth as well. The safety can be found on both sides, which is both left and right under friendly. You literally just push it down and it will disengage the trigger, flip it back up and you're able to pull the trigger. Removing the magazine, the disassembly lever can be found on the left hand side. You basically push the button on the right hand side, move the disassembly lever down like so, and then just wrap the slide, bring the slide forward. Sometimes they do catch just a little bit on the way out when they're new, and it's as simple as that. Pop it back on there, just slide it back, pop this lever back up, and you're back to functionality. Got a rail on here as well for your flashlights, lasers, whatever you want to put on there. And the finish they put on these pistols, just like the Rudices as well, are really, really cool. They're not sticking to the standard black that many manufacturers do, or FDE. They do black and FDE pistols in some of their lines, but with the Bellums, you've got the black, you've got the grey, and then you've got this lovely bronze, dark bronze colour as well. The triggers on these are very, very nice. You've got a little bit of take up before the wall, and then you've got a break. And if we just wrap the slide, very small reset on that as well. So firing this quickly, if you're doing a lot of CQB, the response on that trigger is going to be very, very good. So taking these slide off as well, you've got access to the hop up, which I presume is the Allen key which is provided, which is a hole just there. No wheel on this one, so it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for you to do it in the field, but most of the time once you hop set on your pistol you're pretty much ready to go, and I always recommend doing it before you go out in the game anyway, so you haven't got to mess with it. But if you do have to have any adjustments on the fly, all I can say is perhaps put a you're going to go back on. Perhaps just put a small Allen key like that. I think it's a 1.5 or a 2mm Allen key. Just pop it in your kit just in case you need to make any adjustments. Iron sights, nice and low profile. No sort of fibres or white markings on these, but you probably could add that afterwards if you want to. I like nice bright iron sights, especially when you work in say like woodland and such, where it's not as easy to put them up. I mean, most of the times when I pull my pistol out anyway, I'm engaging targets that are only a few metres away, and I tend to just point and pull the trigger anyway. Very rarely do I ever use the sights unless I'm literally just taking my time and I want to take that little shot, perhaps through the crack in a wall or something like that. But these actually feel really, really nice weight to them. Magazines as well feel great construction. You've got a little button on the bottom there. Push that down, take the bottom off, and then you can either use a flathead screwdriver, you could use a coin, but they do include this Allen key in the box as well, so you can just spin that out. Of course, we're doing this with CO2, you do have to be careful, have your wits about you, because when these things leak, CO2 capsules, you do have to push it all the way in there until it seals, so just make sure you're getting it in there quick enough so you don't want all that precious CO2 to escape, because changing the CO2 capsules is obviously more in depth in regards to just topping it up with gas like a normal gas pistol. So that is the Bellum V, and then we're going to take a look at the newer releases. So first we've got the Bellum V Custom. So open this up here. Let's take it out. So here we can see some similarities straight away. You've got the Bellum V slide, so it's the same slide as on the bronze model, but you've got a black frame, so you've got this lovely two-tone look. And the only difference that I can see straight from the get-go, because the magazine and everything is pretty much identical, is they've put you this funky sort of flash hider or fake compensator on there. This, from what I can tell, is 3D printed. It looks like an SLS process, and from what I can tell, it's just secured with a grub screw under the bottom there, and it actually secures onto the thread protector itself. So if you do want to fit suppressors or other barrel attachments, you can. It's nice that they've done it this way because it makes it easy to sort of centre it as well, and it's held in place on an O-ring on that thread. So as far as I can tell, looking at these pistols, they're exactly the same in terms of functionality and parts wise and everything internally. The only difference being that you've got this lovely little flash hider addition on the front there. Gives it a bit more of a tactical look to it. If you like your John Wick style movies where they've got compensators in their pistols, you're obviously going to love it. And the next one is the Bellum X Custom. Let's just pull this out here. And this is probably my favourite of the three, because if you've ever seen sort of tan or bronze styled frames with black slides in M9s and other pistols, that they always do have a great look. You've got brown style grips on here, so it hasn't got the black ones that you see on the Bellum V. And again, you've got this nice little funky flash hider at the top here. All the same bits out of the box. You get the downgrade nozzle, you get the same magazine. They're going to be putting out the same power as each of them because there's no differences internally. But very, very cool if you want, like I say, a little bit more suave to your pistol, then these are going to be for you. And they've literally just took the slides from the two, switched them over, and then give you a nice little compensator on the front there. So let's pop those to one side. And let's chrono this thing. So we've switched up the chrono setup a little bit for this video. I've got the camera literally right here as well as the chronograph, so you can literally see me doing this, because there was a bit of speculation that you know, things could be manipulated or such in such way. So I'm going to do this in front of you now. And just to let you know, I hate putting CO2 capsules in these pistols. I don't know why. Or any pistol, for instance. So this is a brand new Crossman CO2 capsule. Pop that in there. We're going to go down so it just about hits the thing. And then I'm going to flip the Allen key around, and then what I want to do is go past the point where you hear it and then just nip it up so it stops leaking. Like that. So you'll hear the brake, you'll hear the slight hiss, and then you just want to go till it stops. You don't want to over tighten these. And these are very loud pistols, so let's get that ready. That is clear. I'm going to get some 0.2 gram Aries BBs. I'll pop 10 rounds in. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rounds. Let's just make sure those stack up correctly. They do. So let's turn that camera on. Let's turn the chrono on. Put your safety specs on, your Terminator glasses. Safety first, kids. And we're hot. So first shot. So you'll see there from the first reading, I think we was about 372. Brand new pistols out of the box. It did settle down to 345. You are going to see that with CO2 powered pistols, that the first shots are always going to be the most powerful because you're putting a fresh bulb in there. But I always do recommend that you chrono in on a fresh bulb just to make sure you're below your field limits. If this is a little bit too hot for you, of course, we're in the middle of summer here in the UK. I think it was about 18, 19 degrees today, so it is very, very warm. You have got the downgrade nozzle in the box, so if that's too powerful, just fit the downgrade nozzle and you're pretty much about a joule or just under, I think, depending on the pistol. So nice respectable FPS there, what I expected out of these pistols, and the kick on these things are absolutely great, nice and snappy, nice and loud. If anything, it's going to put the fear of God into those downrange that you're shooting at, especially if you're playing indoors. But I love the QC on these. I know from my experience over the years that KJ Works do make a good M9 platform, especially with the CO2 lines. And Secutor have just caught on to this. They've put their style on it as they usually do, and nice colours, like I say, as well. So in terms of range with these things, just depend on the ammo that you're using, the hop setting and such forth. We're going to change up the way this show goes a little bit. So I'll have the range test at 10 metres for you at the very end, just because it's 10 metres, you're probably going to hit your target anyway, but just for continuity's sake, and obviously to give you an idea what these pistols fire like, I'll include the firing demonstration at the end of the video. So for me personally, if you're thinking about running an M9 platform, if I was going to go out and get one today, it would be from two manufacturers. It would either be from Marui, which you have the offset of it being plastic, but the new Maruis have gone from fixed hops to adjustable hops now, so that's good. They work very, very well, but if you want a little bit more realism, I'd perhaps go for a KJ Works. The KWAs, in my experience, have never been very good. The WEs are a little bit hit and miss. The CO2 mags and such tend to be very yes or no, and it literally is, you can put it in, it will fire great, or you can put it in and it will blow the valve at the back of the magazine, and that is quite a common thing on the WE line of M9s. So if you're looking for a CO2 powered M9, in my opinion, KJ Works or the Secutor rebrand of KJ Works is probably going to be your best bet to start from. They're very well priced for what they are, including the finishes and the threaded barrels and such forth, everything you get in the box, the downgrade nozzle. They are great value for money, good for veterans and new starters too. You've just got to get your head around using CO2 as a power source compared to gas. Gas is much easier. With your CO2, you kind of, that CO2 capture now is stuck in there till I use all of it. Sometimes you can get about 2 or 3 magazines out of a fill, in terms of fills of BBs to a CO2 capsule, but you just have to bear in mind that that is going to keep getting lower and lower on the FPS till it's empty. So very, very nice, the Bellum V, the Bellum X as well, which is the black one. I think there's another numeric for the grey. And then we've got the custom ones which have the compensators. These are a new product, they've just come into us. From all that I can see, they've switched the upper and lower frame, and they've put a compensator on there. So if you want a little bit more of a custom look to your M9, these are going to be the ones for you. In terms of functionality and performance, they all are very much the same. They all take the same magazine. Like, say, this magazine will go in here now. It's going back because it's empty. And these will work with gas magazines as well. We have the gas magazines in stock, so you don't have to use these on CO2. They will come out on a lower FPS reading on a gas magazine compared to a CO2 magazine as well. But for this and many other Secutor products, go to our website, bespokeairsoft.co.uk. If you want to see more on the Bellum, please let us know. But we've got some Rudices and we've got the Magna coming up as well, which is a very cool custom pistol that they do. And we've got, of course, the Rapaxes coming up at the end of the week as well. So be sure to give us a like, subscribe, you know, the usual bits and bobs, hit the bell notification so you're aware of when we upload new content. Obviously, we've been ramping up how many videos we've been doing, just because it's easy for me to get a load of products here at home, film all out in one night, and then release them in a staggered thing there. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more Secutor stuff that we're going to be doing like throughout the week, like I've said. And stay tuned for the shooting demonstration, which is at the end of this video. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Very nice. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. I don't know if you can see that, gun barrel smoking. For those of you, just before I go, that were interested, because I know you were screaming it at the camera, probably some of you, how many magazines worth of ammo do you get out on one CO2 capsule? And the answer to that, which is a big grin on my face because I've just shot the crap out of this thing, was 3.5. So that's about 18, 19 degrees temperature in the room. Can you see this? This looks absolutely awesome. Actually blew an O. See you in the next video.